having something to hold, maybe a rack or the wall, just so you have your balance, so you don't even have to think about the balance. But I'm rolling along the bottom of my feet, just like the upper body stuff. I like to go 1 minute in each area. So think of the foot as 3 lines, the outside line, the middle, and the inside. All right, so I'm gonna go on the inside. Better to go harder, slower, and longer strokes, as opposed to just standing here like this, right? It's not gonna do anything. So, get in there, scour around. So let me show you, say I find a really deep spot, it's really tender. I can also move my toes like this, right? So I'm pinning it, okay? So hit that side, let's hit the other side real quick. And again, just like the upper body stuff, always using this to just be aware of how the body's feeling today. All right? So that's the feet, rolling of the feet. I'm going to put that away for now. Let me show you 2 more things. 2 more things I like for the ankles and the feet. I'm going to sit down into my feet like this. If you've never done this before, it might be really tight, so you can also kind of, I like to go side to side to take the weight off of it, right? So it's not just here the whole time. So this is good, another variation. You can come up onto the toes, kind of getting that big toe, giving that big toe some love. All right? And I like to go back and forth a couple times, 2 to 3 times. And you'll feel it. You'll feel whether you need this one a little more or you need this one a little more. This one, I like to use a thick plate like this. Ankle mobility, big toe mobility. You can really use any kind of elevated surface, but I'm curling my toes like this. Heel stays on the ground, and I'm pushing my knee forward as far as I can. You might feel a little bit of tension in the front, maybe in the back. Depends on the person. Gonna go forward and back 10 times. And then once you get 10, we'll put the foot a little higher. I'll step up now, stretching the calves. So I like to hold for breaths, 5 deep breaths here. And then I'll do the other side. And here, you can tell, if you're looking, maybe you take a video of yourself, or you can really see from the top view, whether your left or the right moves further. You see where my knee is in comparison to my toe. So if you're a coach, this is how I like to assess someone's ankle mobility. Maybe someone's had an ankle or foot injury in the past. Their left one might be over here, while their right one might be over here. So just something to be aware of. Now stretching the calf again. Again, bringing awareness to how right versus left feels. Can even move a little bit side to side. All right? So those are my 3 for the feet, toes, and calves. Let's just see if this is running. Make sure we're good. We are good. All right, before I jump into all of the mobility stuff, let me show you 3 things to roll with the foam board. I like to go calves. So I start at my Achilles. I'll put my other leg on top for some weight, and I'm gonna walk out with it. turn in, get the inside, and then I'll show you how to pinpoint. So find like your most tender spot. For me, that's probably here. I'm gonna put as much weight onto it as I can. I'm now sitting on the ground, and watch this. I'm just gonna turn my leg, side to side, right? Let me hit the other side. Actually, the calves are, never mind. My left calf is a little bit more tender, so just gonna give that a little more attention. Again, find your worst spot, side to side. All right, so that's the calves. Let me show you the quads. So the quads, you can do 2 at a time, from the hip all the way down to the knees. You can turn your feet out to kind of get the inside of the quads, the thighs, or you can turn the feet in to kind of get the outside of it, right? Another thing here, 2 at a time is great. You can also do 1 at a time. When you do 1 at a time, actually, let me show you. We'll angle it like this now, and we can get the inside of the leg. Those adductors. That's a nice and dirty one. Right, so those adductors are pretty important as well. Woo! The other side. With the foam rolling, it's really all about like finding a good spot to place your body so that you can actually target what you're trying to target. All right, so I'll leave that there. Calves, quads, adductors. I personally don't really foam roll my IT band. There's conflicting information on that. As always, do it if you think it helps you, right? But it's definitely been a few years since I foam rolled my IT band. More than a few years. All right, last thing with the rolling. This is a good one, sometimes forgotten. Get that lacrosse ball again. We're placing it in the glute. Whew. So right now, I'll show you guys 2 ways to do this. We're gonna roll the glute max, which is like the big part, the majority of your glutes. So I'm here just kind of scouring. Right now it feels pretty good. Another way you can do this is you can cross and kind of get that top corner, the glute med. Whew. All right, so 2 ways to go about that. I'm just checking with the left side, see how that's feeling. Oh yeah, there it is. So currently as I roll, it feels like everything on my left side could use a little more love. All right. So that's kind of all the rolling. We're making our way up. Now for the next couple, if you have a mat will be helpful. So let's do the adductor, the inside of the leg. My knee's out at an angle, my spine is nice and tall, and I'm rocking back. You can point your toe up as you rock back. Let's go 10 reps. groin. We're going nice and wide now. I'm kind of on the inside of my thighs, my knees. Back is flat. And we're just pushing back. You might not get a whole lot of range here. I certainly am not. Just getting into that groin, right? You can also come down to the arms. Oh yeah, big stretch. All right, so that's called the like a frog stretch. Let me show you one more for the inside of the legs. Cossack squats, we're wide. I'm pushing out. This leg comes up. So very similar to the adductor rock, right? Slightly different setup, but similar idea. Whew. All right, let's keep going. We're going to get into the hips now. So classic hip flexor stretch. I'm setting up, hips are square. Couple things we need to set up first. The hip bones, the pelvis, I'm going to tuck it under. I'm going to squeeze this glute, tucking my belly button back in, right? So everything's kind of tucked in here. You might already feel something here. You might feel it in the quads. But this setup is the most important part. Now that we have this setup, now we can slide forward, right? You see how I'm not losing it versus, right? This kind of gets into the back. So make sure you have that set up, tuck in, squeeze, tuck the belly button back in, and now we can slide forward. We can add the extras. We can also add the arm, increase the stretch a little bit. For stuff where you're holding, you can go for time, or another way is you can go for breaths. So like 1 minute or 5 to 10 inhales, exhales. I actually like the breaths better because it encourages you to breathe, right? Whew. Let's try the other side. Let me show you the front angle here. So, tucking in, squeezing, tuck, slide, arm. You can kind of bounce as long as you keep this, right? Big stretch. You can even lean a little bit. You can even go up and down, make it more dynamic. You can turn. Whew. So that's the hip flexor stretch. Big stretch, guys. Let me check in with this list right here. World's greatest cat-cows. All right. Some of these next ones are going to be similar to the upper body video, just because when we train lower body, we still want our spine to be mobile. From when we squat, we deadlift, we lunge, it all requires, the spine is doing a lot, right? All right, world's greatest stretch. Up, switch, up. I like the down dog in there. I like the up dog in there. Back into middle. I'm just gonna go 2 per side. I like 3 to 5 per side though. Down dog. Up dog. Let's go 5 cat-cows. Okay, 2 more, a little more dynamic now. These were in the upper body ones as well. Back rolls, decent. that's a more dynamic version of what I'm about to do. Last one for the day, guys. This one of my favorites. Grab a light weight. We're just going to use this to settle into our squat. So upper body still tall. My elbows are inside my knees, and now I'm kind of moving around, getting into the hips and the ankles. Deep breathing here. And up. If you don't have a weight, use something that will support you. Maybe this bag, right? Just kind of helps you get into the hips. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Again, just like the upper body stuff, try them all, see what your body likes, feel what you need, and add these into your routines. They'll definitely help you with your lower body workouts. I encourage you to pick maybe 3 to 5 of these, add them into your warm-up, see how it feels. All right, as always, let me know if you have questions, if you have comments, comment below, and please like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. Peace! All right, had to run it back. I forgot one, a really important one. I just did my own training, so I'm covered in sweat and chalk, but this one's a big one, so couldn't leave it out. 90-90 hip rotations. So sitting down like this, tall chest. Think of like a string pulling on the top of your head here. And I'm gonna drop down. So I'll show you a couple different ways to do this. So we can be here. Start with your hands behind you. I'm lifting and then rotating. Lifting and rotating. So just getting the rotation in the hips. Internal and external rotation. Here. So what's happening? I'm going to bring this up as far as I can until I kind of hit that spot, and then I'll bring the other side over. Right? So once you do these a lot, or you do these a little more, you can maybe try without the hands. Right? Try 5 per side. And then other stuff you can do here, you can do turns, and a big one, glute stretch. So, going really strong chest, we're going sternum over this knee, control. Find a good spot where you feel a stretch. Notice that I didn't fold over, right? Strong chest. And once you feel the stretch in that outside hip, you can even scan side to side. All right, let me show you what that looks like on this side. Scanning. All right, 90-90 hip rotations.